Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves, because what you're about to hear is nothing short of explosive. In a shocking twist that sent the entire rap game into a frenzy, Lil Durk has just been exposed for allegedly putting HT on his own oblock members. Yes, the very people he once called family. But that's not even the craziest part. An anonymous snitch has just come forward, dropping a bombshell confession that's threatening to tear down everything Durk has built. Fans are stunned, social media is in chaos, and insiders are whispering that this might be the beginning of the biggest betrayal in Chicago rap history. Was this a strategic move, or a setup from within? And why not? The streets are talking, and the details are getting darker by the second. Some say it's revenge, others say it's power, but whatever the motive, one thing is clear: this is way deeper than music. And with names being thrown around, rumors of secret recordings, and close affiliates suddenly going silent, the question on everyone's mind is, who can you really trust when loyalty turns lethal? Keep watching. It's about to get real. The drama kicked off quietly, no breaking headlines at first, no social media hints. But behind the scenes, something dark was brewing, something that would soon shake the very foundation of Oblock and the legacy of one of its most prominent sons, Lil Durk. It started when a mysterious thread appeared on Reddit, claiming that a major rapper was involved in internal Oblock politics gone deadly. At first, nobody paid much attention. These forums are filled with wild conspiracy theories every day. But then, the post was deleted just 2 hours later. And that's what raised eyebrows. Just days after the thread disappeared, a cryptic Instagram story from Memo 600, a name closely tied to the Oblock legacy, went viral. It read, "Ain't no loyalty in this SHT. Even your big homie might line you up." Asterisk, no tags. No names. Just vibes. But the internet didn't need much to start connecting the dots. Lil Durk, often seen as the face of Oblock, had been publicly distancing himself from certain street ties over the past year, claiming maturity, business focus, and safety for his family. But insiders claim there was more to it than just growth. According to a close source who asked to remain anonymous, someone allegedly from within the circle, tensions between Durk and some original Oblock members had been building for months. The source claims that after the passing of King Von, a major power shift happened. The respect Durk once had from every corner of his block was beginning to fracture. It wasn't the same after Von died, the insider said. People felt like Durk left the trenches behind, but not in a good way. More like he turned his back on the same ones who protected him. That's where the alleged betrayal comes in. According to this source, certain members of Oblock had been demanding a cut of Durk's earnings, street tax, some called it. Not officially, not through conversation, but through presence, pressure, and unspoken expectation. Apparently, Durk had been ignoring those signs for too long, and things were boiling over. Here's where things get messy. Allegedly, a confrontation took place at a private birthday party in Atlanta. Not public, not loud, but intense. Durk had flown in a few Oblock associates to show love, but instead of celebration, an argument broke out over money and respect. Voices were raised, threats were whispered. One source says Durk's security team got involved and physically removed 2 of the guests after things got heated. From that moment on, Durk's movements changed. He stopped showing up to certain events. Some of his Oblock references in his lyrics became more subtle. Fans noticed. Day ones noticed. And apparently, so did the people who felt abandoned. Then came the leak. An audio file, distorted, unclear, and very brief, began circulating in private Discord servers and rap blogs. The voice on the tape was allegedly Lil Durk, speaking to someone about getting rid of a problem. While no names were mentioned, the context was shady at best. The file was quickly pulled down, but not before enough people heard it. Then, out of nowhere, a tweet from an anonymous burner account blew the situation wide open. He put a bag on his own blood. Ask the ones who ain't been seen since March. That's when people really started digging. Who hadn't been seen since March? Rumors started spreading that Marcus Lil Fazo Taylor, an Oblock affiliate, had gone completely off the grid. His Instagram was inactive. No new music. No recent public sightings. Friends were vague when asked. Something wasn't right. Meanwhile, a YouTube channel claiming inside sources posted a video claiming Fayzo had disappeared under suspicious circumstances and alleged that a hit had been placed on him and that it was ordered by someone he trusted. Of course, none of this was confirmed. But the whispers were getting louder and the streets were buzzing. Here's where the story takes a dark turn. A letter was sent to a Chicago reporter, handwritten, full of spelling errors, but soaked in raw detail. The letter's author didn't name themselves, but they claimed to be a witness to Fayzo's last known meeting, and that Durk was allegedly involved in setting him up. The letter claimed Durk had promised Fayzo an advance for a feature, something to hold him down, and that the meeting was supposed to happen at a studio on the city's south side. But Fayzo never made it back home. He trusted Durk. That's what makes this the dirtiest part, the letter said. At this point, the internet was fully engaged. Hashtags like #WhereIsFayzo, #DurkDude, and #oblockdrama started trending across Twitter and TikTok. Fan pages and conspiracy YouTubers began breaking down lyrics, pulling up old lives, and analyzing body language from interviews, searching for clues. Then, the informant stepped forward. Through a blurred-out Zoom interview on an underground rap media channel, a man claiming to be a former associate of Oblock dropped a full-blown confession. He didn't give his name, but his voice was altered, and he looked terrified. "I'm not doing this for clout. I'm doing it because I know what happened to Fayzo, and I don't want to be next." According to this man, Fayzo had been one of the few people within Oblock who started questioning Durk's loyalty. He had apparently been vocal about feeling used, saying that Durk got rich and dipped, leaving the block behind. The source says Durk took it personally. Too personally. He said, "If bro keep yappin', I'ma have to handle that. I thought he was just mad, but he meant that." The informant also claimed that Durk didn't do the dirty work himself, but allegedly paid someone close, a mutual connection from Atlanta, to take care of it quietly. And then came the alleged receipt, a screenshot of a $20,000 cash transfer dated just a day before Fayzo vanished. The name on the receipt was blacked out, but the sender? A management account tied to OTF. It was too specific to ignore, but not enough to prove anything. Still, the suspicion exploded. People began pulling up old photos of Durk and Fayzo, side by side, performing together, hanging out. Then they looked at the dates. The timeline lined up. What started as a theory was turning into what fans were calling a full-blown betrayal plot. In response to the madness, Durk did something unexpected. He went live on Instagram. Sitting in a dimly lit room, hoodie up, only his face partially visible, he didn't directly address the situation, but he dropped this line that sent everyone into a spiral. "People love to talk on dead men, but I don't entertain ghosts." That was it. No denial, no names, no emotion, just cold, calculated delivery. Some took it as a threat. Others saw it as confirmation. That one line from Lil Durk's Live, "People love to talk on dead men, but I don't entertain ghosts," hit like a bullet in the digital streets. Within minutes, the internet exploded. TikTokers posted reaction videos, analyzing his expression, tone, and background. Was it a confession? A warning? A straight-up threat? Or just cryptic wordplay meant to stir the pot? Either way, the damage was done. Comment sections flooded with fans turning into detectives. "He's talking about Fayzo. He said ghost. Fayzo gone. Bro didn't even deny it." But as the heat intensified online, something else was happening offline. Something even more chilling. A police document allegedly leaked from a confidential investigation into violence linked to Oblock. This wasn't some random Reddit rumor. The document looked official. Case numbers, redacted names, timestamps, the works. And one of the blacked-out names was listed under the label Paid Hit Inquiry, Internal Circle Suspects. The rap community went into a tailspin. Meanwhile, the anonymous informant who first spoke out wasn't done. He returned for a second interview, this time sounding more nervous, more paranoid. His voice was shaky, his face more covered than before. "I wasn't gonna say this part, but y'all need to know. There's someone else who was supposed to be next." Fayzo wasn't the only one. Fans were stunned. Another target? Someone else close to Durk? The informant claimed that Durk had grown paranoid over the last year, that he felt some people around him were watching him too close, maybe even cooperating with law enforcement. The informant said Durk didn't trust anyone anymore, that he started seeing betrayal where there wasn't any. And instead of confronting people, he allegedly started removing them. That's when the name Lil Reese got thrown into the mix. Now let's be clear, Lil Reese and Durk have had a complicated history. They came up together, built their names in Chicago side by side, and were once considered brothers in rap. But in recent years, fans noticed a distance between them. Fewer collaborations. Fewer public appearances. No birthday shoutouts. Silence. The streets had theories, but nobody expected what the informant said next. Reese was on the list. I don't know if it was ever greenlit, but he was on it. The internet lost its mind. Tweets poured in. Old interviews of Lil Reese speaking about Durk were suddenly being picked apart. In one, Reese is asked about the OTF movement. He pauses, smiles awkwardly and says, "I mean it's love, but I be in my own lane now." At the time, people thought nothing of it. But now, it felt loaded. Still, not everyone believed it. Some fans clapped back, saying this was all smoke and mirrors. They argued that Durk was being targeted by bitter former associates trying to ruin his name. They pointed out how successful he'd become: Forbes features, major deals, a collab with J. Cole, a huge tour. Why would a millionaire risk it all over street beef? One tweet said. But others weren't so sure. They said the Durk they knew never fully left the streets. That OTF wasn't just a label, it was a way of life. And in that world, feeling disrespected was enough to spark war. Then came another twist. A mysterious Twitter account posted a screenshot from a private group chat allegedly involving 3 mid-level oblock affiliates. In the chat, someone said, "That studio play wasn't even supposed to happen that fast. Bro was just talking and next thing you know, he gone." No names, no specifics. But the implication? That Fayzo's disappearance wasn't just rumored, it was real, and someone close was acknowledging it. The tweet was deleted within minutes. But screenshots live forever. More people began to speak out anonymously: bloggers, street personalities, even a so-called rap fixer who claimed to work behind the scenes to help clean up messes for high-profile artists. This person, calling themselves Mona, in an interview with a YouTube drama channel, made a bold claim. The money didn't come from Durk directly. These guys don't move like that. It came from a shell account tied to an LLC, a fake business. That's how these things get covered up. But the timing lined up perfectly with Fayzo's last public appearance. Coincidence? I don't think so. Viewers were locked in. The story had gone from street drama to something out of a crime thriller. Meanwhile, Lil Durk was noticeably silent. No tweets, no lives, no public statements. His team issued a one-line response to media outlets. "These rumors are false and dangerous. Lil Durk is focused on his music, his family, and his fans." But fans weren't buying it. A viral video showed Durk's team aggressively shutting down a reporter who tried to ask him about the accusations during a public appearance. Security stepped in within seconds. Cameras cut. No answers. Lil Bibby, another Chicago rapper and close associate, tried to defend Durk in an Instagram story, saying, "Y'all believe anything. Durk ain't on that. Bro got too much to lose. Don't let the net fool you." But even that couldn't stop the growing storm. More allegations started pouring in, some wild, some chillingly specific. One claimed that Durk had hired a private investigator months before Fayzo disappeared, and the PI had turned on him after not getting paid. Another claimed that Durk's label had paid hush money to bloggers to keep the story off mainstream media. But the most shocking claim of all? That there was a video. According to a now-deleted tweet from a known Chicago street account, a video allegedly existed showing a meeting between Durk's associate and someone believed to be the hitman. The tweet claimed the video was being held, for leverage, by someone on the inside. Once again, no proof. But just the possibility was enough to send the internet into full-on chaos. The drama even reached radio stations. A popular hip-hop host went live with a segment titled Lil Durk, From Streets to Snake, and took calls from fans weighing in on the accusations. One caller, claiming to be from Chicago's South Side, said, "Man, it's sad. I used to ride hard for Durk, but this sh*t feel real. It feel personal. Like, we watched him come up with these dudes, and now they vanishing." Others weren't convinced. This some fake news clout-chasing bull star. Durk too rich to be beefin' with no broke homies. Y'all need to let that man live. But despite the division, one thing was clear. The mystery had taken on a life of its own. Even the feds allegedly began asking questions. A Chicago journalist posted a cryptic message on her private account. Two sources confirmed federal eyes are now looking into oblock-connected crimes tied to a major rap figure. Can't say names, but y'all know who. That's when people really started freaking out. If the feds were involved, and if any of this turned out to be true, it wasn't just about music anymore. This was life or death. At the same time, something eerie happened. Fayzo's mother, who had never spoken publicly, posted a single candle emoji on her Facebook page, followed by the words, "All I want is the truth." The post was quickly deleted. But screenshots, you already know. That post, more than anything, hit fans hard. It felt real. Like maybe Fayzo really was gone. And maybe the people involved were a lot closer than anyone thought. Still, no body had been found. No arrests. No statements from police. Just rumors, silence, and suspense. Then, in a final twist that would set up everything to come, the anonymous informant appeared one last time, and this time, he named someone. You want to know who was the go-between? It wasn't Durk. It wasn't some random guy from Atlanta. It was someone y'all know. Someone who's still posting. Still smiling in pics. And he was there when the plan was made. The video cut off before he could say more. But fans had already started making lists. Looking through photos. Analyzing who had been around Durk during that time, and who suddenly wasn't anymore. One name came up more than any other. As soon as the informant's final message dropped, he was there when the plan was made. Social media turned into a full-blown investigation zone. Fans, bloggers, even verified rap media pages started scanning every group photo Lil Durk had posted over the past year. People began tracking who was seen with him before Fayzo disappeared and who wasn't around anymore. The name that kept popping up? Buka 600, a longtime associate of Durk, part of the OTF movement, and someone who had always been seen as loyal to the core. But fans quickly noticed a shift. Buka 600 had gone from being in every studio session and Instagram live to suddenly missing from the lineup. No shoutouts, no features, no signs of activity with Durk for months. Was it just distance? Or something deeper? A few days after that, things got weirder. A DM screenshot allegedly from Buka's backup account started circulating. It showed a message from a fan asking, "You really let Durk set up Fayzo?" And while there was no direct reply, the scene checkmark was there. Fans took that as a sign he wasn't denying it. Then came the real heat. A video dropped from a well-known underground blogger who had been following the story from the start. In it, he claimed he had actual audio from a group call, Durk, Buka, and another unnamed voice. The audio was grainy, filled with static, but one phrase came through clearly. "I'd handle that. Make sure it ain't messy." The blogger paused the video. His face looked genuinely nervous. "That's Durk's voice. I know it. And if that's real, then this whole story just became a murder investigation." The video racked up over 3 million views in 24 hours. Hashtags like #DurkHitOrder and #JusticeForFayzo were trending worldwide. Even mainstream media began sniffing around. A local Chicago news outlet dropped a story titled, "Missing Rap Affiliates and Unofficial Street Justice. What's Really Happening Behind Oblock's Legacy?" While it didn't name Durk, the photo used for the thumbnail featured him dead center. It was starting to feel like the walls were closing in. Fans were now turning on each other in the comments. Some refused to believe the accusations. This all just clout-chasing lies. You think Durk dumb enough to do this himself? Y'all weird. Others weren't so forgiving. Where there's smoke, there's fire. People don't vanish for no reason. Somebody knows something. Then, just as everything was reaching a boiling point, a surprise live stream popped up on Lil Durk's official channel. Over 300,000 people tuned in instantly. The screen was black at first, just music playing softly. Then the camera turned on, and there he was. Lil Durk, hoodie on, eyes bloodshot, sitting alone in a studio room. He didn't speak right away, just stared into the camera. The chat was going insane. Messages flying so fast they were unreadable. Then he spoke. "I ain't never set nobody up. That's on my soul." Silence. Y'all hearin' voices, watchin' edited clips, and actin' like y'all was there. "I ain't no angel, but I ain't no snake either." He paused. Looked down. Fayzo was family. Whatever happened to him, I ain't had nothing to do with it. He didn't say more. Just ended the stream. But for a lot of fans, it wasn't enough. Because hours after the live stream ended, a chilling new post surfaced. A burner account shared a photo, grainy, low-res, time-stamped, showing a man who looked like Fayzo standing outside a gas station, dated 4 days after he was supposedly last seen. The caption read, "Y'all sure he gone?" Everything flipped. Was Fayzo really dead? Was he hiding? Or was this just another level of manipulation, a deeper cover-up? Conspiracy theories began flooding in. Some believed Fayzo faked his own disappearance to trap someone. Others claimed Durk and Fayzo were secretly working together to expose snitches within Oblock. A few said this was all a PR stunt leading up to Durk's new album, The Ultimate Rollout Strategy. But then, just when things couldn't get crazier, a verified account stepped in and blew everything open. Fredo Santana Jr., a cousin of the late Fredo Santana and respected voice in Chicago's music scene, posted this on his Instagram story. "I tried to stay quiet, but enough is enough. Fayzo ain't dead. I seen him. He in hiding. And it's because he was never the target. He was the witness." That one statement flipped the narrative on its head. Wait, witness? People started realizing something. What if Fayzo wasn't the victim, but the key to the whole thing? Rumors swirled that Fayzo had overheard something he wasn't supposed to. Maybe a conversation, a plan, a threat. Maybe he saw who was really pulling strings, and that made him dangerous. Not to Durk, but to someone else. That would explain the disappearance. That would explain the silence. That would explain the fear. A blogger known as Street Lens uploaded a theory video titled, "The Fayzo Files. What if it was never about Durk?" In it, he lays out the possibility that the entire scandal was orchestrated, not by Durk, but by someone within Oblock trying to take Durk down by using Fayzo as bait. You fake a hit, you fake a witness, you fake a leak, and boom, Durk looks guilty. Meanwhile, the real snake walks away clean. It was wild, but it made sense. Still, no one knew where Fayzo actually was. Until one night, a private live went up on Instagram, shared only with close friends. Somehow it leaked. And in the dim lighting, wearing a ski mask, was a voice fans recognized instantly. "I ain't dead, but they wanted me to be." It was Fayzo. He didn't say much. Just enough. "I seen what I seen. And I got it all. They ain't get me. But now they gone have to face me." The internet snapped. People started demanding answers. Not just from Durk, but from everyone involved. Who ordered the hit, if there ever was one? Who planted the rumors? And most importantly, who was trying to silence Fayzo? Lil Durk went silent again. Buka's 600's page went dark. The anonymous informant disappeared. The mystery, still far from solved, now had more layers than ever. Was this all a hoax? A cover-up? Or something way bigger than fans could understand? What started as a rumor about a hit had now become a war over truth, trust, and survival. And the only one who really knew the whole story was Fayzo. So now the question stands, was Lil Durk really the mastermind behind a dangerous betrayal inside his own circle? Or has he been the target of a calculated setup from people he once trusted with his life? Is Fayzo a victim, a witness, or part of something even bigger? And who's really pulling the strings behind all these leaks, threats, and disappearances? One thing's for sure, The streets are talking, the fans are watching, and this story is far from over. If anything, it's just beginning. But now, it's your turn to weigh in. Do you believe the rumors? Was this a real hit gone wrong? Or just smoke and mirrors from someone trying to bring down OTF from the inside? Let us know what you think in the comments. We're reading everything. And if you're new here, hit that like button to support independent coverage of hip-hop drama the mainstream media won't touch. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive, because trust, this ain't the last you'll hear about Durk, Fayzo, or the secrets of Oblock. And turn on those notifications because when more receipts drop, we'll be breaking them down the second they hit the net. Until then, stay tuned, stay sharp, and keep your eyes open. Because in the world of rap politics, loyalty can flip, truth gets twisted, and sometimes, the ones closest to you are the ones lining you up. See y'all in the comments.